It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Hey, happy Mother's Day weekend. Let me be the first to wish all the mothers and the grandmas and the great-grandmothers and the mothers-to-be and the stepmoms and the bonus moms and the second moms and the foster moms, because I got a text, one of my listeners, she was like, don't forget the foster moms. I'm not forgetting, and if I forgot any moms, blame it on my head, not my heart. Happy Mother's Day to even all the dads just playing my dad and mom, all y'all, because I don't want nobody texting me like, but you can jump in the chat room if you want me to go ahead and let me just do something here. So Monday through Friday, that's how we normally get down, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 in Chicago Central Time, live in Los Angeles, and on the West Coast, 3:30 p.m. Listen up. Tell everybody you know to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Subscribe and share and screen grab, rip some of the video. Please click on the thumbs up, like this and every episode. By the way, please leave your comments in the comment section, and you can join the conversation. Hey, Rosalind, happy Mother's Day. I'm Rosalind Anderson in my chat room, one of my loyal viewers, and listens to my radio show too. So thank you. So once again, please click that thumbs up. Please leave your comments in the comment section. All that's so important. YouTube, the algorithms, they it registers. It's important. So make sure you give me the thumbs up and make sure you leave your comments in the comment section. And this show is interactive. When I am on camera, you can do like Rosalind Anderson and you can jump in the chat room. If you want me to shout your mom out for Mother's Day, we'll do that. Your mom, or it could be your grandma, or like I said, it could be a stepmom or bonus mom. It could be your second mom, mother figure, foster mom, whatever, great-grandma, moms to be. I'm not forgetting you. Moms to be, wanna-be moms. Oh, yeah, I think I let them out. So listen, I got a very special show today. Thank you and happy Mother's Day to all the motherly queens from Rosalind Anderson. So we have something special. I'm awaiting on a very special guest. Probably won't be on until about 45 minutes after. So if you're here on the East Coast, 6:45. If in Chicago, about 5:45. In about 3:45 out on the West Coast. Groove Master Dre checking in my chat room. How are you, Groove Master Dre? Man, tell your mom I said Happy Mother's Day. Once again, I want to thank all my new subscribers. I want to thank all my old subscribers. I'm less than 160 new subscribers away from becoming a YouTube partner. Now, what does that mean? That means my media company will get a monthly check from YouTube. So it is so important we support Black-owned media. By the way, if you would like to if you want to make a financial contribution, if you want to financially support my media company, this show, and my media channel, because it is so, so important that we support all Black-owned institutions, including and especially Black-owned media, because nobody is going to tell your story better than you. And people don't want to tell your story. They're banning books and arresting they're arresting American citizens and sending them to countries in Central America or some damn where, black sites, you don't even know where people are. So we need platforms like this. We need voices like mine and so many others that's doing great work out there, here on YouTube, just all over the place. So we got to support Black-owned media. So if you would like to make a contribution, you can Zelle me. You can Zelle my media company, Geno Jones Show. That's how you spell Geno Jones Show @Gmail. So you can Zelle your gift contribution, or you can Cash App $Dad G Jones $, capital D lowercase AD, capital G, capital J, lowercase ONES. So that's $Dad G Jones. That's on Cash App. All right. So, first of all, I just want to take this time, like I said, to wish all the moms, everybody that falls under the category of some kind of mom, I'm wishing you a happy birthday. So later in the show, I am expecting to have a special guest, but right now, my guest co-host that's been filling in for the original guest co-host that's been doing such a wonderful job. She is a mom. She is a co-worker of mine. We work for the same radio station. She's an influencer. She is a motivational and an inspirational speaker, and she's funny, and she's got a beautiful spirit, beautiful heart, ladies and gentlemen, and a beautiful smile on top of it, as you will see as soon as she opens those pearly whites. She's always, there it is. There's that $1 billion smile. Miss Kristie Kelia Baxter. What up, Kay? What up, Kayla?
What up? What up? Hi, everybody. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms to be. Geno covered it all, I believe.
I try.
Happy Mother's Day, lady.
So the moms, the grandmas, the great grandmas, the great grandmas, the stepmoms,
Yes.
the bonus moms, the foster moms, the moms to be, the second moms, the mother figures, the wannabe moms. I think that's all of them.
Yes.
You know, even the dads.
Yes, you covered it all.
The single dads that's got to play mom and dad.
Yes.
So, shout out to y'all. See, so we didn't
Yes.
forget anybody. And
Shout
I
out to
want
y'all,
to be
too.
one of the first to wish you, K-Love, happy Mother's Day. I really appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you.
So I want to shout out Kelia. Everybody knows Kelia Karson. She was my original guest co-host. She rocked with me for 4 years. She is studying to get her doctorate, her PhD, Dr. Karson. I did talk to her. She was coming on today, and then her dude snatched her and took her to dinner. So I was like, okay, damn. I couldn't
Must
fight
be nice, Miss Kelia. Must be nice, girl.
I was
Also, must
salty.
be that blessed girl.
I was salty because everybody loves Key, and Key and I did radio. Speaking of radio, K-Love, she was part of my morning show like 30 years ago up in Detroit.
Yes, I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And she's a mom too. So shout out to mom. She just recently moved, but yeah, she's a mom. Her baby girl, her and Allie around the same age. Shout out to Ariel, Miss Ari. It's like 20, because Allie's 23. She turned 23 in November, so I think her and Ari around that same age, 23, 24. So let's pay tribute. We're gonna salute all the moms, K-Love, and you are a mom. So I'm just gonna kind of let you kind of riff, but can I shout out Pope Leo the 14th. So we have a new Pope, even though I'm not Catholic, but I'm excited for a couple reasons. Several reasons. One, not only is he an American-born, the first American-born Pope, he's from the south side of Chicago. Hello, stand up, south side. Yes, sir. Dalton, Illinois is a suburb of Chicago. It's not far because Damaris is like from Harvey. So Harvey and Dalton are kind of right next to each other. You know.
Oh, okay.
So you got Chicago, then you got some suburbs. I believe he went to a high school on the south side of Chicago, St. Rita High School. And then he went to college. He went to Villanova in Philly. But he's a White Sox fan, like us Southsiders, Northsiders. They root for the Cubs. Now, you got some folks on the South Side that root for the Cubs, but I ain't gonna hold that against y'all. That's y'all problem. But if you are a true Southsider of Chicago, you are as lousy as the team is. And thank God, I guess God knew that they needed divine intervention. So it doesn't go unnoticed by me that the man who is now our new Pope from the south side of Chicago, a White Sox fan, a team that lost 121 games last year, set a record for the worst team in the history of baseball. Not much better this year. So the Chicago White Sox truly need divine intervention.
Oh, we're gonna pray for him. We're gonna pray for him.
Hey,
my Lord.
we got the Pope Leo, man. So Pope Leo, you have to go to
come on,
Chicago and lay hands on everybody on that team, from the owner down. Lay hands on them and heal them, so they can play better and make better decisions.
Ooh, I didn't know it was like that right there. Goodness. I mean, I don't know much about baseball, but that's troubling. That's troubling.
And anything that you lose 121 times is not good.
Yeah. I don't think that's your calling in life. I feel like if things are not going well, I feel like you should reassess and readjust. Maybe that's not what they need to be doing.
She's like, yeah, maybe you should find maybe another walk of life.
Another walk of life,
tennis,
something else.
Anything.
But I don't think that there's any anointing right there.
No, there's no anointing in a team that loses 121 games.
Right. There's a difference between anointed and appointed, and I think they got their wires crossed.
Yeah. Well, that's not either one. That's not anointed or appointed.
It ain't.
That's cursed. That's a curse. Right? You lose 121 games. That's a curse. That team is cursed. That's what that is. So they definitely need a higher power, the Holy Father, to
sounds like the Holy Father.
Yes.
They need the Heavenly Father. Yes. So the Lord.
So Pope Leo, American-born, South Side of Chicago, Chicago White Sox fan, spent about 20 years in Peru. He is a lot like the last Pope. He's focused on lifting up and reaching out and walking among the poor, those that have been marginalized, cast aside. So, he's already spoke about, loving. He said, and God loves everybody.
And I love that. I love that he said that.
And he said everybody. And he said that, there's no, and God doesn't have a ranking system. J.D. Vance, dumbass. J.D. Jackass, dumbass Vance. The J.D. stands for Jackass and Dumbass Vance, who posted something about, this dude is allegedly Catholic, but he was talking about, the Catholic Church, it teaches us that you love your family first, and then you love the folks on your block, and then you love folks in your in your city, I'm paraphrasing, and then you can love people who are like immigrants that come from another country. And before he became Pope, he was a cardinal. Cardinal Roberto I think his first name. Did I write? Oh, Robert Prevost or Provost. Robert Prevost. He was a cardinal, and he basically he retweeted somebody I guess who was affiliated with the Catholic Church. He said, no, J.D. Vance, jackass, dumbass, God does not have a ranking system for love.
Right.
God says, love thy neighbor as you love yourself.
Yes.
He didn't say which neighbor.
No.
Right. He didn't say, the neighbor, on your block or, around the corner. He said, love thy neighbor, period. So shout out to, by the way, wait a minute, Kristie, this is going to make people's heads explode. This Pope, so there's been some tracing of his family history. He has roots in New Orleans, Louisiana, back in the 1840s. His maternal grandparents are black.
No, really?
His maternal grandparents are black. From what I've read and heard, apparently his maternal grandfather supposedly is from the Dominican Republic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but his parents, apparently his maternal grandparents could pass for white, and they kind of pass for white. I saw several articles, TheRoot.com, New York Times had it, the Griot. So, so well, the way to tell, let him sit out in that sun for a while. Put him
That'll
out.
be a telltale sign.
Yeah, put him out. You know, you saw he was on that balcony. Let him go out on that balcony about 10 in the morning on a real sunny day. Let him stay out there for a couple hours. That that maternal grandparent's blood, it'll show up.
It'll show up.
He'll
Definitely.
be about my complexion. They'll
Definitely.
be like, the Pope got a tan.
Yeah, and they'll be like, oh, y'all see the Pope? He light skinned. He light skinned.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. The Pope is light skinned.
He's a red bone. He's a red bone. Y'all didn't know that.
So apparently his maternal grandparents were like real red bone for real, light skinned.
Wow.
So light skinned that they could pass for white. So yeah, so
wow.
shout out.
That's interesting. That is very interesting to learn.
So.
Okay.
All right, so Mother's Day weekend, K-Love. So while I'm waiting on this very special guest, I know my niece is trying, so I can't fuss at her, but the enemy is real busy. So let's start off. You are a mom, and you serve as like a second mom or a surrogate mom, just a mother figure to, I know a lot of young people look up to you. So I just want you, let's talk about Mother's Day. What does being a mom mean to you?
Wow. Mother's Day means a lot to me. As I, get older, which, Mother's Day this year happens to also be my 49th birthday.
That's right.
And,
happy birthday. Yes, thank you everybody, y'all. Send K-Love some birthday love.
Yes. It's like as I get older, as I really tap into the essence of who I am and really coming to terms with what being a mother means. It's a true extension of your heart. It's an extension of your heart that it's so surreal. I remember the moment that I gave birth to each of my three children, and to now be navigating through life, enduring the loss of my firstborn, and it's surreal because this is now my first Mother's Day with one of my children having transitioned. And the past few days have actually been kind of rough thinking about that because he was the one that made me a mom. He was the one. So, it's like I now have to learn how to love him in a different way, if that makes sense.
Wow.
Because even though he may not physically be here, I still love the fact that he existed. It's not easy. It is not easy. It's a pain that I wouldn't wish on anyone because the thing is we have to remember that God lends these kids to us. They're not ours. They belong to him. They belong to him. So you never know. You never know when the sand in the hourglass is going to run out. And being a mom is such a gift. It's a beautiful gift, and I am thankful. I am thankful. I still have, my other son. I have Aaron. Aaron lives here in North Charleston, and I have my baby girl Adea. And I mean, they are amazing, amazing human beings. They keep me going. They keep me grounded. Aaron is my jokester. That's the one that I can cut up with and laugh a lot with. Adea she is my rock. Aaron, don't kill me if you see this, Aaron. I'm not trying to down you, son. I don't mean like that. But like that is my best friend. Like she keeps me together. And what I can appreciate is even though I am her mom, I learn a lot from her. I learned a lot from her. She has a strength in her that sometimes I'm like, where did she get this from? And she was like, well, who's my mom? And there are times where I really feel like this girl is stronger than me. I feel like she's got herself together more than me. She's doing some amazing things, she's only 19. That's my baby. That's my last one. And it's kind of hard to like let her completely go because then I'm like, well, wait, what am I supposed to do in my life if I don't have her around? But you have to let go. And it's hard. It's hard
to let them live their lives. I know it's that part is hard. I still struggle with it, but it just seeing Boogie and Allie, the women that they are, and I learned so much from them. As a matter of fact, I've said so many times that they have made me a much better man than I ever would have been. Without those girls in the mirrors, I would not. I make no bones about it. I don't front about it, and it is. And I've been telling the world and would tell anybody. Yes, absolutely. My girls have made me a much better man.
Oh, that's
And
beautiful.
I don't know. I'm sure that because I can hear you expressing that, like your children, they made you a better mom because they didn't ask to come here, and you realize that even through your struggles,
Oh
that
my goodness, yeah.
you still got a responsibility, even when they become adults, because they
Yeah.
still look up to us and they still
Yes.
look at us. So you
Yes.
still have a responsibility to be the best version of themselves, of
Yes.
yourself,
Myself,
for
yes.
them. Yeah.
Yes. And that is the tough part, I gotta tell you, it's like because we struggled for many years. So when we were going through the things we were going through, we talking evictions, we talking repossessions, we talking no money, we talking about living in hotels. When we
Wow.
were dealing with it, yeah, man, when we were dealing with all those things, I in my I not in my mind, I knew that I was failing my children and in my essence, but I knew that I was doing the best that I could. And I feel like because of what I've taken them through, even though it was painful and everything, I feel like it was also purposeful, and it's made the both of them better people. And I feel like they've learned from what they saw Mama go through, and I feel like it's going to make them better for the world. And that's my ultimate goal. I want to produce you know positive people for this sometimes sorely negative world
You
because I
ain't
tell you,
lying. You are not lying. So what was the most important? Uh, let's put it this way. Let's. I want to recognize your mom, and if your
mm,
grandmother, if you had a grandmother that influenced you like mine did. Let's say I want you to acknowledge them. We want to say their name because when we
absolutely,
say the names of our family members that are ancestors, uh,
yes,
they are they're still alive with us.
yes.
Their spirit is inside of us. They're just not here in the physical being, in the human
Absolutely.
flesh, but their spirit is absolutely positively here with us. So shout
But let me
out
tell
your
you how
mom.
accurate that is. Let me tell you how accurate that statement right there is. As you started talking about that, a cardinal appeared outside of my window. As you said that, a cardinal appeared right outside my office window. So that's how I know that they are definitely here. When I first saw the cardinal, I was like, oh, that might be Christian. I am convinced that that's mom and or grandmom. My grandmother, Louise Brown. Whew,
Really.
that lady
So what is
was,
tell us the significance of a cardinal with your mom and your
yes.
grandma?
So, I don't want to say legend would have it because I don't feel like it's a legend. I feel like it's the truth is whenever you see a cardinal or a butterfly, that is a sign that your loved one is near.
I never heard
But
that. Okay.
really,
A
yes, sir.
cardinal or a butterfly. So
Or a
if I see a
butterfly.
cardinal or butterfly, now I know. Okay.
Yes, sir. So, and it was a red cardinal that appeared outside the window as you were saying that. That's why I'm
Wow.
like, I literally have chills. I'm like, wow. I mean, and it's like the moments where I'm feeling unsure or just feeling kind of off. I will either see a butterfly or I'll see a cardinal. So to be,
Wow.
I mean, I wanted to take a picture, but I'm like, girl, you on camera, you can't do that right now. I watched it. It walked in front of my window. I watched it. Yes, sir.
No.
I'm so serious. I am so serious.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I get excited every time I see a cardinal or a butterfly. Now, with the butterfly, I do want to share this. I love butterflies. I've always loved butterflies. The day my mother transitioned, the day that my mom closed her eyes,
Mm.
there was this golden color butterfly that appeared outside of my sister's home
Mm.
after we left the hospital and went back home just to kind of be with each other. And when we went to walk in, something told me to turn around, and I turned to look back, and I saw this beautiful golden colored butterfly. And I was like, "Oh, that is so pretty." And I just kind of looked at it for a moment, and just started thinking about what we were getting ready to have to endure, over the next few days. The day that we went to have our family visitation with our mom as she, lie in state, when we came out of the funeral home, that same golden butterfly came fluttering by.
Wow.
I could not believe it. And I,
Wow.
I remember grabbing my sister and I pulled her arm and I was like, look, it's the same butterfly. same exact color and everything.
Wow.
When I went to visit my mother's grave, I'm standing at her grave sobbing, and a butterfly flew right up, and this one was a different color. It flew up and landed right here on my heart. I completely lost it.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. So butterflies hold a huge significance for me. I think the biggest thing I learned from my mom left me a legacy of love. My mom loved on people no matter how they treated her.
Mm.
And and unfortunately, even how some family treated her. My mom showed love to everybody. And I have that in me. And it's to a fault, sometimes to a detriment. That's why I'm K Love. I love everybody because God loves me. So if people can hate for no reason, then I can love for no reason. That's how I look at that. So my mom left me a legacy of love. My grandmother Louise Brown left me a legacy of tough love. Cause man, Weeze was getting your ass, man. Like Weeze would tell you off. Weeze would curse you up one side, down the other. Oh, but she didn't play about her family. She did not play about her family. You really gonna F around and find out, Louise, because she did not play like that. And growing up, I didn't understand. I was like, why is she so mean? What is this? But when I tell you I miss that lady so much right now, I wish I could I wish she could curse me out right now. I went to visit her grave, right? Because they're all my mom, her dad, her baby sister, and they're all the four of them are all buried at Stem Point over on James Island. And so if I go out there, I go to each of their graves. Man, I went to Louise's grave, right? I was just like, man, Louise, I miss you, girl. I was like, but you know what? You was something else. The moment I said that the wind started kicking up, stuff started flying around. I was like, oh, so it's like that. It's like that, Grandma. So I'm just, so this what we doing. I was like, okay, true. I was like, I love you. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna go. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go ahead and go. As soon as I said that, and it absolutely made me laugh, but it also like really kind of touched me because I was like, yeah, you're still here.
Wow.
You may not physically be here, but you're still here. So,
man, that is beautiful. So, if you don't mind, Caleb, share with the people that are watching, especially the moms who don't have their mom or their grandma, or the moms that have lost a child like you have.
Yes, and I gotta tell you that's
what is it? What message? What is it that's been placed on your heart to share with those moms that are going through that, missing their mom or maybe their child?
missing their child. I in both of those scenarios, my words of love to you would be the same, and that is to remember the love. Remember the love. Don't concentrate on the loss, as painful as it may be. Your story or your loved ones ending may have been a tragic one. It may have been an expected one. In my mom's case, it was an expected one. We were still hoping for a different outcome, but we knew that mom was getting tired. We knew that. With my son, it was sudden and unexpected. He was 25. We had no idea that a seizure would be the end of his life. We had no idea of that. How would you ever know that? But you have to remember the love. You have to remember the smiles, the laughter, the joy. And yes, sometimes you do have to remember the sad times, but don't let those moments define you. Be refined by it. And this is somebody who's still new in this grief game. Now, my mom's been gone for 9 years, but my son hasn't been gone for a year yet, and his birthday is on May 27th. His first birthday in heaven. Yeah. So May is a tough month for me. It is. This is going to be tough. But what I'm going to do that day, I'm not going to be sad. I'm going to go fly a kite. I might even go get some ink on me, get his initials or something on me, or a puzzle piece, because he was on the spectrum. He was autistic. But I'm going to remember him. I'm going to remember the joy. I'm going to remember the laughter and the light and the love.
So did he like flying kites?
He did. He liked flying kites. He liked doing puzzles, and that's why I'm going to get a puzzle piece in his memory.
So all right. So better late than never at all. Shout out to my niece. She pulled it off. sometimes the CTA can be a little late. So K-Love and everybody, so somebody just popped on the screen, and you guys have been hearing me talk about for 4 years my executive producer, and she's also my #1 fan. And I can't really talk about, you know, how I really feel, because I'm not gonna start standing and start crying like a baby, because it's a celebration, and I celebrate that here she is with us another Mother's Day and the Mother's Day weekend. But I know a lot of my viewers, they've been hearing me talk about my mother. She's always, you know, uh, watching virtually every day. I mean, if she's not watching, it's something. Is the phone, the TV's out, not acting right. But even on days that she doesn't feel good, she's always there. And my regular viewers who always uh, jump in the chat room and have a conversation or start one, they always know, because usually my mother is the first person to start the conversation and end the conversation. So I just wanted to have a very special Mother's Day uh, show by introducing the world to, you all know her as Mary Dixon in the chat room. Introduce you all to my mother. Hello, Mother. Tell Perry Brittany to unmute your mic. Tell Perry Brittany to unmute your mic. So one of my nieces is staying there with the K-Love. So she got home from work late. She was texting me. She's like, "I'm gonna be late because my bus was late." Or she. Okay, Mother, I think I can hear you now.
Hi, sugar.
Yeah, there you go. She unmuted your mic. Yeah, she's like, yeah. So my niece, she's running late. There was delay on the train, but anyway. So here we are. We rebuke the enemies. All right. So how you feel today? You look good.
I'm good. I'm good. Glad to see you.
Good.
And glad to see that pretty lady on the other side.
That's K-Love. So I got a special message because Keela was gonna surprise you, and she was gonna make it, but then her guy took her out to dinner. So she's like, my guy was taking me out to dinner right around 6:30. So
he should have taken her later.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna send her this clip too. He should have took it.
I'm saying he should have taken her later.
I know, but K-Love has been doing a great job as my guest co-host on Fridays now. So she was just talking about motherhood.
Hi, Miss Jones. It's so nice to meet you. You're beautiful.
Meet you. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. So are you?
So well, good. Well, I don't even, K-Love, I'm a loss of words. I got my mother on, and because I could tell you so many funny stories about my mother. I could. I am going to do this documentary, a story about her life, because she's got a very inspirational story, and I've shared her story. She's been very generous with allowing me to share her story of being a victim of all kind of domestic violence, sexual violence, overcame alcoholism. As a matter of fact, the painful story that she told me one day, K-Love, about how she took her first drink, it was to cope with a very violent, abusive relationship. And she had, got moved away from Chicago. But and 40, what's the count now, Mother? 43, 44? How many surgeries?
43.
43.
Wow.
40, you looking at 43 surgeries.
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
43 surgeries, 81 years.
They weren't easy, K-Love.
I bet.
No.
What made you pull yourself out, Miss Jones?
God did it. Prayer, my mother, my children, everything that's sacred to me, everything that's good about me, I had to say is because of my mother and my dad, and that young man sitting there with you, and my two girls and my grandchildren. And, I knew I had to do it. Yeah, because I'm saved and I wasn't going out like that.
Yes,
So
man.
I had to just pray and, stay in the word and listen to the radio, my gospel music, and really just pray and just know that, hey, this is not where I came from. Get down, Oliver. This is the cat. He wants to get up and play. You're not going to be on TV.
He wants to get on TV too.
Wants to get on here. I mean,
That's my niece's cat, Oliver Kelia Kristie.
He's crazy about
Oh,
chicken last night.
oh. He wasn't my chicken.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So-
thank you for being and helping my son. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Your son is amazing. That's my Taurus brother. That's my Taurus radio
Her
brother.
birthday
right
is
there.
Sunday. Her birthday is Sunday, mother.
Early, happy birthday,
She's
early.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mother-
49 fine.
Huh?
I'll be 49 fine on Sunday.
Praise God, praise the Lord.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed, because it's not easy. People don't know. The ages change, and we change along with the ages, and we run up against all types of obstacles and things that get in our way that can really knock you back. So you're blessed.
Yes, ma'am.
49, yeah. I can kind of remember when I was 49. A while ago.
Well, that wasn't that long ago now. Listen, so Caleb, we're gonna shout out Jean Jones, my grandmother, who I'm named after, who really,
Oh,
along with Conway Jones, my grandparents, because my grandparents raised really all of us. I mean, me and my two sisters, along with my mom, and in spite of everything she went through, and like I said, moved away and then came back home, and everything she overcame, which is remarkable. But she's got an inner strength. Now, see, you see like a calm side of my mother, but that fire side, because I was thinking about it driving home. I was like,
Get down.
this Robert McCall from Denzel and the Equalizer side of me is actually my mother. Like we don't let him get on TV. It's okay, mother.
Stop it. Get down.
We don't start a fight, but we will end it. But so and I tell the story all the time, Caleb. It's like so funny. So there was a family, the Thompsons. I remember their name. They moved. They were like on the west side. And they moved about three houses, because we were in like these two flats, but theirs was, I think, like a house. And they moved into the neighborhood. They moved on the block. They was like the bullies. They were gonna bully everybody. So one of them, one of the kids, this kid named Jimmy. So I think Jimmy was right around my age, maybe young. So I got the story wrong. So mother corrected me. So this guy got a hold to my sister, my Nanette. So it's three of us. I'm the oldest and the only boy. Then it's Nanette and it's Angela's the baby girl. So he got a hold to Nanette's shoe and threw it up on a roof. What roof did he throw it up on, mother?
That was up on his roof.
Oh, he threw it up on his roof.
Yeah.
So my mother
Really?
So
Yes,
wait, it gets real good. Hold on, Caleb. So my mother comes outside. Now, I don't know where she got this. It was a Coca-Cola bottle. Like the little Coca-Cola pop bottles. You know how they
Yeah.
So we had a front porch. Our porch was concrete because we lived in a two-flat. A lot of Chicago has like a lot of, they call two-flat buildings. I guess in New York, they call them like a brownstone. Where you got a first floor and a second floor. We lived on the second floor. So somehow my mother found like this pop bottle, and I can still see this. She had the pop bottle, and somehow she, I guess, she hit the pop bottle on the on the porch and like broke it in half. Because
Really?
she got the so the nozzle, she's holding the nozzle and the jagged edge part of the pop bottle. So wait a minute. She walks from our house. She walked, so it's about 3 houses down. So I see my mother walking. I'm like, so here I am. How old was our mother? I what 10, 11, 9,
Oh,
10?
wow. 11 to 12. Stop, Oliver.
So she's walking, and I'm like, oh snap. I gotta follow my mother. Cause my mother's mad. I knew my mother's mad, but I gotta follow my mother because I gotta protect my mother. So she walks.
Right.
She walked all the way. So now it's a house. It's like everybody in this house because they had this big family. So everybody in the house literally was standing at the top of their porch. My mother walked with this pop bottle broken in half in her hand. She walks up to the top of the porch. Who's messing with my daughter?
That was a cane or something I had, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought it was like a pop bottle you broke.
Okay, it was a cane that I had, and and it was a long cane I had.
I didn't even remember, so she remembered better than me. But so she walks up to the top of the porch with this whole family out. And basically like, okay, who's messing with and like, if you all keep messing with my daughter again, it's gonna be a problem. Nobody said nothing, Chris. Nobody until she turned on it. Now this I definitely remember. I know I got it right. Cause she turned and she was coming down the steps and somebody called her a bee. Then she turned back around and walked back up on the porch and said, who called me a bee? Nobody owned up to it. Everybody was basically as quiet as you are right now.
I went up to that door.
I love it. I love it. Who you talking to? Who is you calling? She had her queen. Keep a moment.
I went up to the door, yeah. And there was about 8 of them, and one of the girls was pregnant. And I told her, I said, you want to have that baby real quick. Oliver, behave. Oh,
don't worry about it.
Didn't. He's lost his man.
Sorry, let him be, mother. Let him be.
Okay, but he's about to knock the telephone down, Lord. Stop it. Oh,
so Caleb, I share that story is because my mother's been fighting all her life. And see, because she was a single mom, people thought that they could punk her, but she was like about her kids. She didn't, and I'm the same way about my girls.
No, that's right. I know that's right. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Yes. Yes.
We got some other stories, but there's one that I didn't find out till later. I'm not gonna tell that one on camera, but it was some other folks. There's a story. You know what? I had to tell you the radio station, but it is a story about some neighbors across the street had sicked their dog on my mother.
Oh, see.
Yeah, but that was the last time that they sicked the dog. I ain't gonna go into details, but that was the last time they sicked the dog on my mother. And okay, love, all I will say is I'm happy that my mother did not go to jail that day.
I love it. I'm here for it. I love it.
Girl, I don't
Mama don't play.
Kids, no.
So
I don't know where my granddaughter went.
Well, Oliver wants to be. So, mother, listen.
Stop it, Oliver.
You have overcome so much. Here, just let him do his thing for a minute, because so what the question I want to ask and I'll let you share your wisdom. You've overcome so much. Health-wise, and just survived everything that you have survived. You've got a true testimony. To especially the moms out there and some of the grandmas are, raising their kids because, maybe the mom is going through struggles. We've been through all of that. So what advice on this Mother's Day weekend and words of inspiration would you give to those moms?
To stay as close to God as you possibly can. Stay in that word, and He'll talk back to you. You know, you just have to meditate and pray and never put that word down. See, that's your fighting piece right there, the word of God. And you have to maintain. Well, see, I taught Sunday school. I was a Sunday school teacher. I was in the choir, so I was everything. So I had that background. I started at the age of 10 of being in the choir. So I always had that godly, and my mother, she was very saved. I always had that godly background. And then when I was a little girl, I always said, when I die, I want to go to heaven. So I knew to get to heaven, I had to be a good girl. But you know how we stray along the way. I was a teenager, and yeah. So, but I'll tell any child, stay close to your mother. Do what your mother tells you to do, and your grandparents. It's very important. Love them, do all you can do for them, because when they're gone, you're left alone and you feel real stupid because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. You didn't love them, you didn't take care of them, you didn't take care of yourself. And our young people have to understand it's more than just you. It's the people that raised you. It's the people surrounding you that you have to think about. But number one, you got to think about self. Do I want to live this kind of life? Do I want to be a ruffian, or do I want to be close to God? And I read the book of Amos last night. I'm quite sure you've read it too. Very, very interesting. It tells us about our downfalls, what's going to happen to us when we leave here. And I had never read the book of Amos, but I get the Daily Bread every month, I'm sorry. So I had sent off and asked for this particular book, the book of Amos. I don't know what made me do it. I just wanted to read it. Girl, if you read the book of Amos, it will frighten you back to your senses, okay? We're going to go through at the end of time. It's not going to be a joke. It's not going to be all joy. So our young people need to know it. See, my mother started me. I went to Catholic school first. Yes. And I loved Catholic school, but the reason my mother and father didn't go, because my parents were Baptist and my mother wasn't going to change her religion, and I was a Baptist. So she took me out of Catholic school, but I learned a lot in there. And you never lose it. It always stays with you. And with me, God has always been on my side. He's always been my friend, my company keeper, my bridge over troubled waters. And that's what we have to learn, teach our children. Start teaching them when they're young. Take them to Sunday school. Take them to Bible study with you, and it will really help. Well, and you know that. I don't know why I'm telling you, because you know that already, girl.
Well, I do know that, but I've had my struggles too, and I pulled away. And like last year, when I lost my firstborn son, then I kind of pulled away. Yeah.
And it's funny that you mentioned that, Kristie, K-Love, because Mother, that's why I was going to ask you, because my experience, the hypocrisy that I saw you go through turned me off to where I didn't go, because I used to have to go to church. We had to go to Bible study, Sunday school. And the first Sunday I hated it because you in the church, and Baptist church, it ain't like Catholic. They get you in it. Baptist church, man, it'll be 2:00 and your behind just be on the first Sunday, and I'll be like, man, I'm missing a football game, or I just want to go outside and play. But the hypocrisy that I saw, that was really aimed at my mother primarily, more so than me, it was aimed at me, but it was just the hypocrisy that the church, these people in the church, took toward my mother, or what I saw her go through, it completely turned me off, not from God, but from, religion, man-made religion and churches. It was probably took me a good 20 years before I went to a church, because of,
Gotcha.
what I saw. So I guess
Right.
what I wanted to ask you, Mother, is, a lot of young people, they've seen the hypocrisy with how people have used religion
Yes.
to reinforce racism and sexism and misogyny and just, homophobia, just hate. Just hey, how is it that God ain't, whatever. I don't know what Jesus y'all talking about, that he ain't condone no racism and none of that.
Right.
So
Right.
how do you, like some of the young people, young parents, what would you tell them? Because like me, they see the hypocrisy, and the hypocrisy from some of these church folk that's so godly, is going to Sunday school, Bible study, and they raise more hell. And
Got that right.
they the biggest devils out there, and they all in the church.
Go ahead, tell the truth, brother. Tell the truth.
So, speak to that, Mother. What would you tell young people, even not so young people, that are going through that struggle because of being turned off because of the hypocrisy or judgment? Because my mother went through a lot of that. That really made me angry. So, what would you say to those people, young people, and not so young people, going through that conflict?
I'm just a believer in God, a praying lady. I was a praying child. I used to have visions of heaven when I was a little girl. You never knew about that. I was like 9 and 10.
Wow.
And I always wanted to be close to God. I didn't want to do anything that was not pleasing to him. And when I did do things that wasn't pleasing to him, I wasn't happy. So it's a self thing. It's got to be in you to want to do good, want to do right, please the Lord, please your parents. It's got to be in you somewhere in this. It's there, but you got to work and bring it out. And all I can tell these young people, bless their hearts, stay in the word. Stay in the word. Listen to your parents. Listen to your grandparents. Because see, they've been where you're coming along. They had been there. If it had not been for God, I wouldn't have been here talking to you all now behind 43 surgery. Nothing but the Lord, nothing but the Lord Jesus Christ has saved me and brought me this far. I wouldn't have even been able to quit drinking. But with me, I could say, oh Lord, I used to smoke cigarettes too. And one day, one day sitting on the side of the bed, I was getting ready to go somewhere, and I lit a cigarette. And then I said, oh, Jesus, this takes horrible. Take it away from me. And that day, from that day to this day, and that's been about 40 years ago, I haven't smoked.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you got to really make yourself a believer in God. You have to. I don't care what goes on, what happens to you. You've got to definitely know that the Father in heaven is the one that's saving you, bringing you through all these problems, all these trials and tribulations. It's like a lot of these young girls, they want to wear the short skirts and all that. None of that's cute. The guys want the girls to dress like that, but it's not cute. It's not nice. And if our young girls would get that in their head and leave these old knucklehead boys alone, stay in school, stay in church, they'd be much better off. And I would just tell them that what I'm saying right now is what I would tell them. Stay in church, stay close to your parents. And then too, you have to have a clean heart. And I know you know what I'm talking about. You have to love your parents and love your surroundings and love life. You really do. That's how you can be an overcomer.
Yeah.
You can overcome anything. As long as you got 2 feet, 2 hands, you can and can't nobody tell me you can't, because I've done it. I'm a living witness that you can overcome anything. You can overcome these crazy men out here.
There's a lot of them, child. There's a lot of them.
Tell me about it. Okay, I've been married a couple of times. I'm not gonna say how many. I'm just gonna say a couple of times.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Respect. Yes, ma'am.
But trying to change these men, you can't do it.
Nope.
Get down. Oh, I don't know where she is. This little cat is having got on everything in this house.
So, all right, well, Mother, thank you for sharing it. See, Kayla, that's old school right there, boy.
Listen.
You getting the Old Testament right there. You getting the straight no chaser, old school.
And I'm thankful for that, because I needed that. Because I know you told her to talk to the young people. I'm still young people. I'm 49 years young.
Yes, you are.
I was listening to every word you said, because you are so correct. You are so correct.
And we've got to put God first. I don't care
Yes, ma'am.
what we do. We've got to put him first in our hearts, in our minds, and we don't know where we're going when we leave here.
Right.
But we do have an inkling, and we read, and we do believe that we're going to be with Jesus. So
yes,
you've got to keep that in your mind, that you're going to be with the Lord one day. Even if you don't make it, try to make it. Do what's right. Don't lie. Don't steal. Don't be abusive to your neighbors and your friends. Be you. Just be you, because the you and you is much better than what's out here in these streets.
Got that right.
Yeah, girl. It's rough, but it's fair. It's hard, but it's fair.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That part right there. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's hard, but it's fair. Yeah. Well, we have to have that strength. And most women, we got that strength.
We do.
We've got it. We've gone through things that the average guy, he would cry like a baby if he
would. Totally would. Sorry, Geno. Y'all would.
Well, listen, look, I've always said, just when it comes to bringing a child into the world, and unfortunately, my dumb ass almost killed my mother. I was a breech baby. She said I was
really?
She can tell you better than me. I was traveling up toward her heart, and my grandfather went through all this money he had saved for my mother to go to college. All that money they had to use to basically save us, to save the pregnancy.
Wow.
I was traveling I was traveling up. They had to fly a specialist in from the Mayo Clinic. Right, Mother? She can tell you.
They had to send a specialist in. I don't remember her name.
Dr. O'Britis, I think you said that was.
This was the doctor that was, over me the whole 9 months.
Oh, right, but the specialist, you can't remember her name yet.
No, I can't remember the specialist's name, but that was I do remember she was a sweet little old white lady.
Oh.
She came in and she said, everything patted me. She said, baby, everything gonna be okay. Everything. I'm like, how's it gonna be okay? And you out to cutting me open. I didn't know.
Wow.
Again, here I go. I prayed. The 23rd Psalms is my book.
Yes, ma'am.
When I go to any type of surgery, when I go have my tooth pulled, whatever I do, I say that 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want.
Yes, ma'am.
And going on 82 years, he's never left me yet. And see, these young people have to get it in their head. Know that there's a higher being, higher power that's taking care of you. You're not doing it yourself.
You're right.
Yes, ma'am. On that higher power.
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever you're going through, and you know that.
I do. Sometimes I forget, but I know.
Don't we all? But just go back and say, Lord, I'm sorry, I forgot. I didn't mean to do it, but I forgot. And he forgives those that believe in asking for forgiveness. I will always believe that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hardest thing was losing my mother. Everybody thought I was going to jump out the window or lose my mind, but I had to pray for God to give me strength. Because I've never loved anybody like I loved my mother. and it really it did something. But I was good to her. I wasn't good to her when I was younger, like I was supposed to be. But when
Right.
I got sick, I saw this is my best friend, and she's sick, and I got to be there for her. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
nothing was too good for it. I was still nursing, and it was just nothing too good for. And you got to love somebody like your mother or your father, be it whomever, like you love yourself and you love God.
Yes, ma'am.
It will take you through. I tell these kids all the time, be obedient to your mother and father. The word tells us to be obedient. And I'm telling you, be obedient because it'll pay off in the long run. And so that's
The
all I
doors of the church are now open.
They're right there. That right there. Yes. Yes.
you
Well,
gotta
listen,
do it.
I've been so K-Love, I've been trying to do this for 4 years. Have my mother on every Mother's Day weekend. I think about it. I say, well, I'd love to have her be like a guest co-host. So um,
Beautiful.
I thank God for allowing this to happen. So thank God. Thanks to my niece, Perry Jones. She's watching Perry Brittany.
Oh, I
Uh,
wish she disappeared too.
yeah, yeah, she's somewhere. And uh, thank you for being my guest co-host and hanging out. And I just thought it would be cool to have. We got a couple different generations of mothers here, just
Absolutely.
to celebrate and honor mothers. And it's a gift being a parent. Man, there's nothing in life that I get more joy out of than being a parent. And I just from the men's point of view, uh, we should just do everything we can to be the best version, not just the best version of ourselves, but be the best son or grandson or spouse or
Yes.
husband that we can be. Because I will say that, and I've said this many times. I've said this to my mother many times. Uh,
You should tell
that
I forget her name.
who
Um, your guest.
Oh, K-Love.
Kayla, forgive me, Kayla, my man.
Oh,
He,
you're
this man has never had a spanking or a whooping. No,
never.
never. He was the best child, and I can
What?
say
Well, let me
that.
just tell you one quick. Now, since she went there, now there's one story.
Oh
I
my
got to tell
goodness.
this story, Christy. So I was in high school. I think it was my sophomore year. It was my sophomore year.
Yeah,
So
Uh-huh.
so basically, my mother, one of her rules was like, when you get out of school, come straight home. So,
Okay.
all right. At my sophomore year, I had on my Superfly hat. I mean, I was pimp or die. You couldn't tell me nothing. So, some days, if I got, I may get out, and if the weather was nice, I'm in my Mac mode. So
Okay.
I may hang out.
Okay.
I'm hanging out. I'm macking to the girls. I'm standing, leaning. I'm hanging out, and my dumb ass. That day, I hung out, and why did I hang out in front of the school? So guess what? So when I got home, Christy, um, I remember I'm like barely got up the steps, and my mother's like, "Didn't I tell you to come straight home?" And I said I did. And the next thing I remember, pow!
Oh.
She slaps the Superfly hat off my head. I'm mad. I'm mad. I don't know what to do. I'm in shock. She said, I saw you. You were standing out in front of the school, and I told you when you get out of the school, you get on the bus and bring your butt home. And I couldn't say nothing. I was like, damn.
Ain't nothing you can do. You right. Wasn't nothing you can do. Oh my goodness.
but he did. Excuse me. He did explain to me why. It was a lot of rough boys out there in front of Dunbar.
Mm.
He didn't want to ride the bus with them.
Mm.
He
Yeah, because
waited.
some days, certain buses, I don't know, it's like when certain buses, just the wild rowdy crew would be on.
Yes.
And
Yes.
some days I was like, I ain't really want to be bothered with all that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
cause
I get it.
I had my fly hat on. I just wasn't in that mood. I'm like, okay, I ain't trying to be bothered with them. So,
You just
Right. Understandable.
but
Understandable.
yep.
But you heard what your mama said. What your mama tell you? You heard what she said. You're not following the directions. That's why she had to handle you. Mm-mm.
that was the
Mm.
only time I ever put my hands on him because I thought he should have gotten the bus. I wasn't thinking about the old bad boys and things that were already on the bus.
Gotcha.
Hey, my son didn't get on this bus and he should have been on this bus.
Right.
When he got home and I asked him, he told me, he explained why, but I was so furious and so angry that I heard it, but I didn't hear it.
Right. Right.
I just, I never wanted him, and he wasn't the type to get in trouble. Come
Gotcha.
on. Hey, sugar, that's my other granddaughter coming in.
So, and like what I was going to say, K-Love, in closing, um, my grandfather was the wisest person that I know. I am so blessed to have lived my life up until 20, 21 with my grandfather because I learned so much about him. And he's the one that really taught me how to be a man. Honest, faithful, truthful, dependable, protect your, love your mother, love your grandmother, love your sisters, protect them. All that is him. But the one thing that my mother taught me that no man could teach me, and I've said this so many times when I've talked to mothers, you may not be able to necessarily to teach him how to be a man, but you can teach him how to be a better man.
Yes,
That's the
sir.
big difference
Yes,
because
sir.
you can teach him from a perspective of a woman. And there's a certain perspective that my mother gave me in terms of the horrors of what it was like to have to endure and survive domestic violence. When she told me the reason that she picked up her first drink was because once the guy that was married to her at the time, my sister's father, when he got her away, this little small town in Michigan away from Chicago, she said every day at 4:30 when she heard the key in that lock, she knew that she literally every day would have to physically fight for her life. And it brought me to tears and it really made me angry.
Right.
And she said that's how she started taking it. That was when she took her first drink. And she
Understandable.
said every day she would just wind up turning to that just as a coping
Coping
mechanism.
mechanism.
But mother, you can
Absolutely.
explain it better than me. You don't need me to tell you a story. But I remember when you told me that because I asked you and you told me, and I was in shock, K-Love. I was like,
I know you were.
and
I
I
know
was
you
so hurt and devastated and angry that. But
were.
she survived all of that and 43
Yeah.
surgeries, and here she is at 81, and she is still still rocking it and doing it. So,
Beautiful. Absolutely
to the
beautiful.
moms out there, please understand, and your son and your grandsons, man, they watch everything that you say, and more, they watch everything you do. Even when you think they're not watching, they
Right.
are watching you.
Yes,
Especially
sir.
that son.
And even with a dad, even if the dad is in the house, if they got a dad, or in my case, like my grandfather who was there with me every day, I can't explain to you, to mothers, the power and influence that you have with your sons. You can breathe life into them. You can empower them, and you can give them the power to where they feel that they can do anything.
Yeah.
That they can be the greatest at anything. You can give them that confidence and that power. And I know that because my mother's done that for me.
That's
So
beautiful.
it is such a special, man, that's such a special gift of motherhood. That's why I respect it so much. So
And that's just such a blessing still having your mother.
I know
Still
I
having
don't,
your
man,
mother.
I don't take it for
That's a
granted at all.
blessing.
I don't. I do not take it at granted for all, but I just wanted to bring my mother on to celebrate her, and then to let everybody meet her, because I talk about her all the time, and everybody
Yeah.
their regular viewers is always in my chat room. They all know her and they talk with her,
Mhm.
but I just wanted her to and there's so much more her story. I mean, we could go on forever, Kristie. I mean,
I'm
there's so much
sure.
I couldn't even begin to tackle some of it, but just the her story is not just survival, but is thriving because she's still here. But
But
to
she's still here.
overcome everything that I mean, and you wouldn't look at my mother and think that here's a woman,
No.
81, that's had 43 surgeries, that's lived with lupus, were diagnosed since the mid 80s, because they were misdiagnosing her for years.
Diagnosed it, yeah. They really didn't diagnose it until, oh God, you all were,
Wasn't it in the mid 80s though?
was it was it the 80s or 70s?
Oh, I don't know. Well, you would know better than me. I thought it was around in maybe the 80s.
Oh yes, yes, yeah.
Wow.
Beginning of the 80s, yeah.
Yeah, when you told us, you said there's something, because we'd never heard of lupus.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And, here she, once again, 81, still
Yeah.
here, lupus and all the other health challenges that she's had. So, all right, mother,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you for being our guest co-host and sharing your story and words of inspiration to all
So
the mothers and the grandmothers and the great grandmothers. She is a mother, a grandmother, and a
great.
great grandmother.
Beautiful. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
So thank you for those. So I'll let you go back to Oliver, and time for you to eat your dinner. So you got any final message, any final words you want to share with all the mothers out there?
Yes, I do. Just be happy and know that God has you here for a reason. He's giving you that child or those children for a reason, and just make the best of your life. Enjoy life. Do the best you can do for yourself and your family, but always put God first. If you put the Lord first, He's going to direct and guide you in every step you make. And that's the honest to God truth. And I'm saying that from the depths of my heart. If you put whatever goes on, if somebody is jumping on you, beating you, just know that Jesus is right there. God is right there, and He sees all this, and He's going to take care of you. If your mate should die and leave you with the children, know that He's with you. He's with you. He's going to take care of you. He's going to take care of those children. And you just be a blessing to your children. And children, please, please, whatever you do, be a blessing to your parents, because you will only get one mother.
Yes.
But that one mother, trust me, that lady
Mhm.
do something to bring you here.
Mhm.
You all got to realize that and understand that, and don't be talking back to her. Don't be getting smile with her and all that kind of stuff. Don't do those things. Just don't do it, because you'll have a happy and a better life if you don't do it. But
That's
know
right.
that it's the best thing that God has ever given you. And love your children just like you love yourself, because they're yours. And you're going to, just like my son, I have 3 children. And get down, cat. And I wouldn't give anything for any of them. But that one, you sitting there with you, that's my heart, I have to tell you. He has been the best child I have ever seen, ever come considering. Get down, Oliver. Considering, well, I'm gonna have to go. This cat will not
He wants your attention.
bad self. I don't know where his mother is.
She's watching you on TV or something.
No, he's right here
No,
with me.
she is. Perry Brittany, because she's
Oh,
in the
is
chat
she?
room. She's like, that's my grandma. So
Oh,
she's watching you in another room or something else.
yeah, she's watching me in one of the bedrooms, mine or hers. I don't
Yeah.
know which.
Yeah.
But be good to your mothers. Stand by them regardless to what they say, do, whatever. Stand by that lady that has carried you 9 months and know that God has you, He has a blessing for you. If you be God, I'm going to say this and I won't be through. When I was in Catholic school, they used to tell us, love your parents and so forth and so on. But you got to know it for yourself. It's got to be in your heart. It's got to be in your soul. I used to watch my mother, I'm going to get off of this. I used to watch my mother have to get up and go to work. And I would cry because I didn't want to see her go to work. And I didn't want to see her when it was ice out in the wintertime. I didn't want to see her fall or slip down. And I mean, that's how much I cherished her. I didn't want to see anything go wrong in her life. You just have to love your parents. Put God first, and He'll help you do the rest. That's all.
Yes, ma'am.
Pleasure meeting, talking to you. You are so.
Oh, same here, man. It was an absolute pleasure and blessing to finally meet you. I saw some of the video from your birthday party, by the way. I saw some. I did. I did. I sure did. Absolutely beautiful. Yes. I loved it. It was awesome. Yes, ma'am. I remember seeing that. I sure do.
Lord, thank you.
All right, mother. I love you. I will talk to you later. Thank you. Thank you for sharing those words of wisdom. Like I told you, she old school now. You need that old school. Keep you in line there. See, that's
I needed that. Thank you. I needed that.
She taught me how to be a better man. She always said, I never want anyone else's daughter to go through what I went through because of my son. So she would always tell me that K-Love is a little boy. I never wanted anyone else's daughter to go through what you went through, or to go through what I went through, especially because of my son. You will not be that dude. And she.
Right.
So.
No, put your hands on her. If you gotta leave, if she gotta leave, or whatever, but don't hit her. Don't put your hands.
I know that's right.
All right, mother, and you go eat your dinner and enjoy. I love you. Thank you.
I love you more.
Oh, I love you more.
I love you. Be blessed. Have a happy Mother's Day, sugar.
Happy Mother's Day.
All right, darling, with your pretty smile.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. See you later.
All right, mother. Bye-bye. All right, K-Love, thank you. So there you go, everybody. You guys finally got to meet my mother. Perry Brittany, you can help mother log out. She didn't know how to log out. I know my niece is still watching. So she'll probably be in a room pretty soon and log out. So I'm going to give you the last word, K-Love. My mother, she stated her case, so I'm going to let you, the doors of the church were open, so now I'm going to let you close the doors of the church. Since I didn't know I didn't know what direction it was going to take, even though I had to share a couple stories about my mom, because as you see, she's definitely, she is a praying woman, and she truly is a woman of God. But mess with her babies, she like, God, you had to excuse me, but I gotta handle this.
I gotta handle this one.
Don't
love it.
Don't get it twisted now.
Right. I love it. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, after everything that she shared, what's so amazing is I could take from everything that your mom just shared, everything that she shared, because with some of the things that I'm navigating through right now, I mean, she reminded me of the biggest thing is putting God first and being obedient to him. And it's not easy. It's not easy. Right now, I'm a single woman trying to act like I got some sense. I don't always make the best decisions. I don't.
We all listen. We are all human, and we are all a work in progress. Mm-hmm. None of us are perfect. So, listen. If it wasn't for my mother and Allie and Boogie and Damaris, Man, please. You don't even, no, you don't even want to know.
I got you.
I wouldn't be no Bill Cosby and Diddy or nobody,
Right.
I wouldn't be pulling no Shannon Sharp, but yeah, it would, no.
You better not. Oh, you better not.
Yeah, no, it would never be that because my mother would beat my ass. Trust me, she would now. Yeah, I tell you, she slapped the taste out of my mouth. She slapped that hat. I thought I was Superfly. She slapped that hat on my head, and it happened so fast. She was like, I thought I told you to come on straight home. I said, I'm like, I did. Pow! Before I knew it, it was like reflex. I'm like, because I didn't even know what happened. It took me for a minute for it to register when the pain really kicked in. I was like, and I can just remember that hat flying off my head.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's funny. That's why I love sharing that story.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But this was beautiful.
Right. And I'm 15, so
beautiful.
wait, I'm a man now. You can make, I can't be. In my head, I'm a grown man.
Yeah, you was grown,
right?
But that hat wasn't.
Right, and I'm towering over her. Man, she didn't care for none of that.
Yeah, none of that mattered. All that went out the window, man.
That's funny.
But this was beautiful, just to be able to see you and your mom together, but then to be able to glean from her, really, to learn from her. Because I mean, like you said, you had the different generations represented here, and that's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. And I thank you for allowing me to be a part of this, because this was beautiful.
Well, I thank you. So, as a matter of fact, it's Mother's Day weekend. So, you are as a mom, you got the last words, whatever message that you have, because you always have something that comes from the heart, that touches the heart, that's always inspiring and uplifting. So, whatever it is God has put on your heart to share with all the moms and the moms to be, and the grandmas and the great grandmas and the moms that have lost mothers and fathers and children. I'm giving you the floor and give you the last word.
As I said earlier, remember the love. Remember the love. It's okay to explore the loss, but remember the love. And I think Miss Jones said it best. I think Geno's mom said it best. And when she talked here a lot about just remembering to love life. One of my favorite mantras is live, laugh, love. It's very simple. It's not always easy to do, but it's necessary to do. Live, laugh, and love. You have to love the people you're with. Live your life like it's your last day, and laugh till you cry. Laugh till you snot. Sometimes you gotta laugh till you slap somebody. You know how we, as colored folks, we laugh and slap somebody. Put you on them good giggles in. It really, just get you, find a reason to smile. There's always hope. Despite everything that you may be facing and that what's going on, there's always reasons to hope. Always reasons to hope, and always reasons to press on. It's really going to be okay. I know I don't feel like it. You're looking at somebody. I have to tell myself that pretty much every day, because some days I really don't know how I'm going to carry on. And while I'm excited about my 49th birthday, there's a lot of sadness, because two very special people, they're on the other side of the clouds, and I'm not going to be able to spend that day with them. But they're on the other side of the clouds. I believe they're together, and their love still surrounds me. So I'm gonna carry that with me, and I leave that with you.
And I'm sure they will come to you and they will say, "Listen, girl, you are here. God has kept you here. You have a purpose. You have another son and a daughter, and you have people that look up to you and follow you, and people who you inspire and touch. So you got work to do." So they would probably say, "You better celebrate." Like you said, tomorrow's not promised to nobody. So I don't need to see you in no tears. Take your time, give yourself that time to go through, because there's no handbook and manual when it comes to grief. Everybody has they experience and they walk through it, and you have to allow yourself to walk through it your own way. and if people, whatever they got to say, it don't matter. Because as my mother says, and she was here, she would tell you, she would always say, you don't have a heaven or hell to put nobody in.
I know that's right.
And my
I
grandmother
know
would say,
that's
God
right.
didn't die and leave you in charge.
There it is.
So
There it is.
which your opinion, as I taught at Boogie and Alley, people's opinion of you is insignificant. It don't matter.
That ain't none of your business. They can think what they want to think. That ain't none of your business.
All right, Caleb. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day. I appreciate you. It's been a fun show. We're gonna make sure this one goes viral and send it out. If nothing else, send it out to all the moms and all the mother figures in whatever definition, whatever form that looks like, or
yes,
in your life, in your reality.
Yeah.
You know, whatever title that you carry, or more, because it's the title is not the title, it's the work.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
like,
sir.
To paraphrase something Senator Cory Booker said, don't tell me how good a Christian you are. Show me by show me by how you treat people the way Christ treated people. I'm paraphrasing.
That part.
Right. Don't
part.
Don't you know, you ain't got to say, oh, I'm the best. I go to church and I go to Bible. No. If you your way of showing me the type of Christian you are is, do you treat people the way God treated people?
Correct. A lot of people forget you can't speak a message to people. You have to be the message. You have to be it.
Come on.
Don't speak about it. Be about it. That it's very simple, but people seem to complicate that all the time. Yeah.
You know, actions speak louder than any word. Your mouth can say anything.
Absolutely. You can tell me all day, I'm real. And you could be faking at a $2 bill.
Right.
Well, they got $2 bills.
Right.
You could be faking at a $3 bill. Y'all know where I'm going with that. You have to walk it.
If you are truly of God and about God, and if you profess your love for Christ and you believe in the Lord, well, the way you treat everybody should reflect that. You shouldn't have to say a word. Your walk and the way you walk around, and that you treat the stranger, the person, the homeless person, the person that you don't know, the person who you may not agree with. How do you? That's
it exactly.
That's it.
That's what
you ain't got to say a word.
Right there. Yes, sir.
All right, Kayla. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. All right.
I appreciate you.
All right, y'all. It was a fun show. Thank you all for indulging me and my mom, and Kayla. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you. God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. on the East Coast, Eastern Time, 5:30, Chicago, Central Time, 3:30, live in Los Angeles, and on the West Coast. Don't forget, please click the thumbs up, share this and every episode. You can tag people that you follow, your friends, your family, tag their pages on social media. Please share. You can copy and paste the link. Binge watch all my back episodes. Please support Geno Media, my media company, and support the show, the mission, the message. You can financially support the show. You can a love offering, a financial gift, or a contribution financially, a financial contribution, a financial support. You can also be a sponsor. Now, you can Zelle my media company. If you like to support, if you like to make a donation or a gift, or just offer and give that financial support, you can it's on Zelle, Geno Jones Show. You can just type in my email, because on Zelle they said, do you want to contact that account by the phone number or email address? So you go to Zelle, type in Geno Jones, you type in my email address, it'll take you to my company account. Or you can Cash App, $Dad G Jones, capital D, lowercase AD, capital G, capital J, lowercase ONES, $Dad G Jones. If you'd like to be a sponsor or advertise on the show, I'd be honored to have you as a sponsor or to advertise. So shoot me an email. I have a Gmail. Once again, my Gmail is Geno Jones Show. Geno Jones Show @gmail. Reach out to me that way. I'll contact you. I'll get you a sponsorship package. We'll set up a meeting, and we will go from there. All right, thank you, everybody. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in all their forms, from the mothers to the grandmas and the great-grandmas and the bonus moms and the stepmoms and the second moms and the foster moms and the mothers-to-be and the mother figures in our lives. We love you. Have a great Mother's Day. I'll see you Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Geno Jones Show, on the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.